You know, life can be like a storm sometimes. One moment, everything's calm, and the next, we're hit with strong winds and heavy rain that seem to come from nowhere. But think about it. If you're like a small, weak tree with no deep roots in the ground, those storms can easily knock you over. It's not just about the physical strength, but the emotional and spiritual foundation we build over time that helps us stay grounded. Without that, we're bound to break or collapse when the storm hits. What does that storm represent? It's the challenges we face in life, whether it's an attack on our character, a difficult situation, or unexpected setbacks. Sometimes we have no control over them. Sometimes we do. And sometimes we might feel like we've contributed to it, but not always. Take a step back and think about this. We're all connected. Our lives are like threads woven into a bigger picture, a bigger tapestry that includes not just us, but our ancestors, our families, and even those around us. The actions of others affect us, just as ours affect them. So when a storm comes, it might not always be a direct result of something we did. But the trick is, how do we handle it? When a storm hits, we find ourselves in the middle of a battle. It's like an arrow has been shot at us. We can feel its impact, but thankfully, it hasn't hit us in the heart. That's the first part. We're still here. We're still alive. The challenge comes next, though, and that's where we need to be cautious. In the teachings of the Buddha, there's a concept about the second arrow. This is the one we shoot ourselves, and it's way more damaging than the first. What do I mean by that? The first arrow is the pain of the situation. Someone insults us, attacks us, or things don't go our way. But the second arrow is how we react. It's all the negativity we pile on top of that initial hurt. Instead of focusing on healing or moving forward, we start attacking ourselves, blaming others, or trying to retaliate. We obsess over why it happened, why we're the target, and how we can make things right by making the other person suffer. But guess what? That second arrow, it's a killer. It's our response to the situation that often causes more harm than the situation itself. Instead of finding peace, we get caught in a spiral of anger, frustration, or resentment. Those negative emotions are like poison, eating away at our peace and happiness. The Buddha said, people don't die from the first arrow, they die from the second. It's not the external challenges or attacks that destroy us, it's our own negative reactions to them. When we react with anger, frustration, or hopelessness, we let that second arrow pierce us deeply. And when that happens, we lose our inner peace. We let go of the calmness and clarity that could have helped us navigate through the storm. So what can we do instead? First, we have to stop the cycle of negative reactions. When something hits us, we need to pause. Take a breath. Don't immediately react. Don't dive into the blame game or try to figure out how to get back at the other person. When we're calm and collected, we can see things more clearly. We can find a solution that doesn't involve harming others or ourselves. But that's easier said than done, right? Of course it is. It's hard not to react when we're hurt. But the key here is to recognize that peace comes from within. External circumstances will always fluctuate. People will come at us with their own issues. Life will throw curveballs. But if we remain anchored in our inner peace, nothing can shake us. One of the first things the Buddha taught us is to guard our minds. When we're attacked or hurt, we must protect our thoughts. Negative thoughts only fuel more negativity. Instead of seeking revenge or focusing on the past, we must choose to focus on the present moment, right now, not the past or what could have been. So what's the solution? We need to guard our minds, protect our hearts, and stay away from toxic environments. The Buddha recommends keeping away from situations or people that stir up negative emotions in us. It's about creating a safe space for ourselves, both mentally and physically. You don't have to dive into every confrontation or respond to every attack. Let it go. Don't engage with toxic people, and don't hang around places that feed your anger. Social media, negative forums, or even certain people in our lives can trigger us. But the more we expose ourselves to negativity, the more we feed it. Instead, find peace. Reconnect with yourself. Dive into activities that nourish your soul. Maybe it's yoga, meditation, or just spending time with positive, uplifting people. Read books that help expand your mind and heart. As you build that inner peace, your mind becomes more clear and you'll start to see things for what they are. When you stop engaging with negativity, your mind will slowly settle. It's like turning off the noise so you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. And when that clarity returns, you'll be able to see the situation differently. You might realize that you've played a part in the problem, or you might understand more deeply why someone acted the way they did. But the key to all of this is not to let the storm define you. The storms of life will come and go, but your peace is something that should stay with you. You are in control of your reactions. When you choose not to let the second arrow pierce you, you're choosing peace. You're choosing to rise above the drama and move through life with grace, no matter what comes your way. When we learn to maintain that inner peace, we can see things with a much clearer perspective. Instead of reacting in haste, we start to act with intention. But this takes practice. A lot of people might say, "But I can't help it. I'm just so angry." And I get it. Anger, frustration, and hurt are all natural human emotions. But the real power lies in how we respond to those emotions. When you're feeling overwhelmed, instead of letting anger fuel your reaction, take a moment to breathe. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. The moment you do that, you're creating space between the situation and your response. That's the moment of power. It's in that space where we have the choice to decide what happens next. We can either choose to react and let our anger spiral out of control, or we can choose to pause, reflect, and then respond in a way that keeps us aligned with our peace. The trick is not to let the emotions dictate our actions. Instead, we let our inner calm guide us. But here's the thing. Most of us are so used to reacting. We've been conditioned to think that if we don't defend ourselves or stand up for our pride, we'll be seen as weak. But the truth is, it takes a lot more strength to resist the urge to lash out than to strike back. Choosing to protect your peace over protecting your ego is where real power lies. We've all had moments when we've been deeply offended, insulted, or hurt. It's easy to let those moments define us, to let those words or actions linger in our minds and hearts. But if we keep replaying those moments, if we keep thinking about how someone wronged us, we're giving away our power. We're letting them control how we feel. Here's the reality. No one can truly hurt you unless you allow them to. Yes, people can say things, they can treat you badly, but the way you choose to let it affect you is in your hands. And I know it's not always easy, but that's why we have to build those inner roots, just like a tree. The stronger your roots, the more stable you become. No matter how strong the storm is, it can't break you if you're deeply grounded. So what does it look like to be grounded in the face of adversity? It means being present. It means living in the moment, not in the past or the future. When you're dealing with conflict or challenges, try to keep your focus on the present moment. Don't dwell on the past hurt or imagine all the terrible things that could happen in the future. Just be right here, right now. That's the practice. And when we live in the present, we begin to feel lighter. It's like lifting a weight off our shoulders. The more we practice staying grounded, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find yourself responding to difficult situations with grace, rather than reacting impulsively. But there's another important piece of this: forgiveness. Now I know you might be thinking, forgive? After everything they did to me? And I get it. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing someone's bad behavior or forgetting the harm they caused. It means releasing the hold that anger and resentment have over you. It means freeing yourself from the grip of negativity. When we don't forgive, We keep ourselves chained to the past. We keep reliving the pain. But forgiveness isn't for the other person. It's for you. It's for your peace, your happiness, your well-being. The moment you forgive, you let go of the anger and resentment. You take back control over your emotions, and that's incredibly empowering. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget or let people walk all over you. It simply means you no longer let the situation control your emotional state. You forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve peace. You deserve to live a life free of bitterness and anger. And the only way to truly do that is to let go of the past and focus on the present. Now let's talk about another critical part of this process: self-awareness. It's easy to point the finger at others when things go wrong, but have you ever taken a step back and asked yourself, how did I contribute to this situation? I know it's not always comfortable, but self-awareness is key. Sometimes our reactions come from a place of insecurity or unresolved issues. We might be projecting our own fears or insecurities onto someone else. By becoming aware of these patterns, we can start to change how we react to challenges. Self-awareness allows us to catch ourselves before we react impulsively. It gives us the chance to pause, reflect, and then choose a more balanced response. The more self-aware we become, the more we understand our triggers. We can identify when we're about to react out of anger or hurt, and instead of acting on it, we can choose a more measured response. This is where true emotional intelligence comes into play. It's about understanding our emotions, owning them, and then choosing how we express them in a way that aligns with our values and our peace. And here's something important to remember. This isn't a quick fix. It takes time and effort to develop the strength and discipline to respond in a calm, peaceful manner. But over time, as we keep practicing, it gets easier. It's like building muscle. The more we work at it, the stronger we become. One final thing I want to touch on is the idea of protecting your energy. We've all had experiences where certain people or situations drain us. Negative energy is contagious, and it can pull us down if we're not careful. So it's important to protect your energy like you would a precious resource. Don't let people or situations constantly drain you. Set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to step away from toxic people or situations that don't serve your well-being. Your energy is valuable, and you need to protect it so that you can stay grounded and continue to cultivate peace within yourself. You have the right to choose who you surround yourself with. You have the power to protect your mental and emotional space. And once you do that, once you focus on nurturing your inner peace, you'll find that life becomes much more manageable. When you start protecting your energy and focusing on your well-being, you'll notice a significant shift in your life. It's like planting a seed in fertile soil. The more you nurture it, the more it grows. Your inner peace becomes a natural part of you, and it radiates outwards. People around you will begin to feel the calm energy you're giving off, and it can even influence them to become more peaceful themselves. But here's the thing, it's not just about your own peace. As you cultivate this energy, it extends to others. You become a stabilizing force, like that sturdy tree we talked about earlier. The more rooted you are in your own peace, the more you help others find their own. Your calmness becomes contagious. And that's one of the most powerful things you can do in life. It's not about controlling others or forcing them to change. It's about being the example. When you stand firm in your peace, you show others that they can do the same. You inspire them to protect their energy and prioritize their well-being too. This is the beauty of living a life aligned with peace. It doesn't just transform your own experience, it transforms the world around you. And the best part, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to commit to the practice of staying grounded and responding with grace. Think about it. How often do we get caught up in the drama of life? We get stuck in cycles of anger, frustration, or stress, and we forget that we have the power to choose a different way. We forget that we have the ability to choose peace over chaos. But when we remind ourselves of this, when we commit to a life of peace, we break free from those cycles. Now let's go back to the idea of the storm. We all face storms in life. Some are big, some are small, but they always come. But just like the trees that stand tall and weather the storm, we can do the same. We can face life's challenges with strength, resilience, and peace. But it starts with self-awareness. It starts with acknowledging the storm and deciding that it won't control you. It starts with taking a moment to breathe, to center yourself, and to recognize that you have the strength within you to endure whatever comes your way. And sometimes, enduring isn't about fighting back or retaliating. It's about accepting that life will bring its challenges, and instead of resisting them, you choose to flow with them. Like a tree swaying in the wind, you bend but don't break. You move with the rhythm of life instead of fighting against it. This is where true freedom lies, in choosing not to let external circumstances control your inner world. It's the freedom that comes when you stop allowing anger, frustration, or fear to dictate your actions. It's the freedom that comes when you stop looking for external validation and instead find your worth from within. And when you live from that place of freedom, you start to see the beauty in the simplicity of life. You begin to appreciate the small moments, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds singing, the laughter of a loved one. These small things become the foundation of your joy. You no longer need the approval or recognition of others to feel happy. Your peace comes from within. But living this way doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean you'll always have it easy. Life will always have its ups and downs. But when you're grounded in your peace, you'll find that even in the most difficult times, you can still find calm. You can still find clarity. It's important to remember that you are the one who sets the tone for your life. You are the one who decides how to respond to life's challenges. No matter what happens around you, you get to choose how you react. And that's the most powerful thing you can ever realize. So moving forward, keep this in mind. You are a tree with deep roots. No matter how strong the storm, no matter how fierce the winds, you will stand tall. You will bend, but you won't break. And through it all, you will remain rooted in your peace. The next time a storm comes, instead of focusing on the chaos, focus on your roots. Focus on the peace within you. Take a deep breath, ground yourself, and let the storm pass. And know that, no matter what happens, you will be okay. You have everything you need to weather it. Your inner strength, your calm, and your ability to choose peace over reaction. And this, my friends, is the real essence of living a balanced, peaceful life. It's not about avoiding the storms. It's about knowing that when they come, you have everything you need to stay grounded and calm. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this journey with me. Remember, storms will come, but they don't define us. We define ourselves by how we respond to them. Stay rooted in peace, protect your energy, and choose calm over chaos. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that truly matters is how we choose to live, with love, peace, and strength.